Thank everyone again for coming out. Obviously, we're coming off an open week, which I think was much needed and much appreciated, not only by the players, but by the coaches. You know, we've been going at it for quite some time now, and to get the downtime, get away a little bit. It was very nice. It allowed us as coaches also to go recruiting last Thursday and Friday to kind of get a leg up on that, and but it was good to have Saturday off and relax a little bit. With the grind that we've been through. Obviously, we're getting ready for Southern Mississippi. I think their record is, I'm sure, not where they want it to be. I look at the film and look at their personnel and kind of wonder why, and I really don't know why. I think they've got some very good players. I think the tailback is an outstanding running back. I thought going into this year, he was probably the best returning guy coming back. They got an outstanding linebacker, number 24, who won, I think I'm right, won the Defensive Player of the Year in Conference USA last year. You kind of scratch your head and ask yourself why, but I'm sure the coaching change had something to do with it, but, you see them make plays. I've been very impressed with how hard they play, even Saturday night against Memphis. They behind in the last play of the game, they scored a touchdown to close the gap. Of course, it's too late to try to win it, but the fact that they were playing hard until the end, I was very impressed with. So it's a game that UAB has never beaten Southern Mississippi. It's a game that we would like to win, obviously, but it's a game that we understand what we're going against. We have a tremendous amount of respect for their program and what they've done. Like I told our players, it's to me, it's all about us. It's how we play and what we do, and whether we win or lose. And I think we have a tremendous amount of respect for Southern and looking forward to the ball game. Any questions?
You mentioned some of the positives with having a bye week, getting healthy, recruiting, things like that, but also the momentum you carried from the Marshall game. Do you think it also could have came at a bad time as well?
No, I think we played hard. We've had several hard-fought ball games. The last three, really, you go to Memphis, Houston, Marshall. They were all games that I think were emotional for us, and to be able to get the off week, I think was good. So hopefully it didn't kill any momentum. We worked last week. We practiced last Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday was a physical day for us. Wednesday and Thursday was not. All of them were short, in an hour and a half range. But I think, we wanted to do enough to try to stay sharp, but, we did want to get our rest and get our bodies feeling better, so hopefully it'll work out.
Coach, was it nice to see your team, even though they were down early, to come back and to finish the game against Marshall?
It was, the Marshall game, obviously it's a long time ago, so I may not remember everything. We've watched a lot of film since then, but, it was good to win a ball game, obviously. We're down 14-2, and, got back in it. Obviously, we tickled to death with a win, but we need to still correct some mistakes. The turnovers are still are an issue to me. We've got to do a better job with that, but I am proud of the guys, the way they competed to the end. Fought through some adversity, which we talked a lot about, and we were able to win the football.
What are some of the things that you see about, so even though their record isn't what it's supposed to be, what are some of the things that Southern Miss does that may give you guys a little bit of trouble?
Well, looking at them offensively, you wonder why they winning more ball games, because I think their receiving core is very good. Including the tight end. They got 4 or 5 guys that I think can really play. They got the best running back in the league. So you ask yourself why. I don't know. Defensively, they've done a good job. They just, again, I'm sitting there watching film, wondering why have they not won any more ball games than they have? Because they're very impressive looking on film.
Do you think there any chance they're having trouble finishing also?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I think, obviously, again, we talked a little bit about the change in staff, changing the way they do things. I'm sure there's a learning curve that they're going through, but still, you can see them making play after play on film, defensively and offensively. They've got receivers, like I said, that I think are outstanding. So I don't know what's going on, to be honest with you. I haven't put my finger on it yet.
Talk about the improvement of your defense, especially in the second half, no points allowed by the defense against Marshall, and just how they've progressed throughout the season?
Well, I think that we've made a lot of progress, obviously, from the first two games where I didn't feel like we could stop anybody. And we're getting to a point now where we, shut Marshall down, who has a good football team in the second half. Made a lot of improvement all the way around. We're playing a lot of freshmen over there like we know, and I think they've gotten better. But not only the freshmen, I think the older guys like Matt and Joe Henderson have kind of stepped up and taking on a leadership role to where we don't want to lose any more ball games. And so I think that's been a big factor for us also.
You guys reckon against Southern Miss hasn't been what you wanted, even though it's a new coaching? Do you use that to your guys' motivation about what happened last year?
Well, obviously, we've talked about it. We certainly would like to beat Southern Miss at some point in time, and I would just as soon it be this year.
Even in the Marshall game, it seemed like there were a lot more plays on offense with Joe up under center. Is that something you think we'll see more of as the year goes along? And how do you sort of evaluate whether he's in a shotgun or just, how do you determine that? I guess?
Well, different plays kind of dictate it, and really and truly, all of our plays, you could do either or, okay? Then, I say all of them, most all of them. There's a few that have to be under center, there's a few that have to be in shotgun, but, we practice both of them. There's no really rhyme or reason. I think from a mental note, defensively, when they see somebody under center, there's more threat of a run. Although I think if you look at us statistically, that's not necessarily the case. See shotgun, it's more people think we'll pass, or so. It's just a game plan deal, and there's no really rhyme or reason to it.
Any other questions for Coach?
Yeah, how do you look at the Eastern Division right now? It seems like it's potentially very wide open. UCF got a second loss last night.
Yeah, I think it is. And I'll be honest with you, I hadn't looked at it here in a week or two. Without me really knowing, I would still have to say East Carolina's the team to beat, and I really don't know how it's shaking out. They were open last week, but I'd still have to say East Carolina. But, Memphis has won a couple of games here, and, so I be honest with you, I hadn't looked at it.